We are flying.
I have my pilot headphones on apparently.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable. I can hear everything so much better. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Wonderful.
Well, I wanted to tell you, we were just talking a little. I wanted to tell you that I was on Tom Meyer's dissection class today.
Oh, wonderful. It was amazing.
So here's the thing. You think I don't know about you. I've done massage for 25 years, and I know you've done it for a long time. I know that part. But every time I've done massage, I'll see like an anatomy chart, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's totally what I'm feeling. Could every body be the same? Like I just always thought it was more of an abstract drawing, right? Yes. And then when you see these dissections, oh my God. Now I have to say, you have to have my stomach flopped a few times.
Oh, really?
Well, he's dissecting a human being, but just the fascia and the layers and the complexity. And I didn't realize, I'll admit it. I didn't know the sciatica nerve is about as big as my pinky. No. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's big. They said it's big as the pinky.
Oh my God.
So all these things I but then seeing it,
it's different.
It was like, if anyone ever gets a chance, that's amazing. If you think you don't have the stomach for it, or you don't think, why would I do that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you see the body as it should, like as it is.
It's another, it's different than a book. But I think the closest I've seen is when they had this amazing exhibition all over the country called the Exhibit, the Body.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. What was that?
That was fascinating. I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know the kidney was so little, for example. I was like, the kidney? Does it look a bean? They look like a bean. I'm like, what? Those things, filtering everything. So yes, and then you see all the lymphatic system, and it's just crazy. So
I forgot about that. That was amazing when they did that here in Philadelphia. I forget how they treated the bodies, but it was real life muscles and real. It wasn't just these works of art they were actual human beings. That was amazing. I remember that.
I heard I don't know where I read that. I think they're going to start again. We're going to see it again.
Oh, really?
So, yes, they're going to present again. Yeah, so it will come back. I really believe it.
I'll blow that up because that was amazing. But like I said, Tom Meyer's his class this weekend blew me away. I jumped on Aubrey's class, Aubrey Gowing's class in Ireland as well, and that was absolutely amazing. And then I jumped on Ohashi's scarf class. So if I look smarter, do I look?
I was like,
did you think? Were you like, hey, there's something going on there?
I'm like, is the new haircut style?
It's really short.
All the classes.
I don't know. So there's lots of great classes out there, and I got to enjoy several of them this weekend. So
that's amazing. How you can jump from one to the other one, be on your computer. Is that crazy?
It was amazing. I was in Ireland. I don't know where else. I don't know where Tom Meyer's is, but I was there. Wow. And then I was in New York. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And we're getting amped up for the shoulder jam.
I am so excited. A little nervous, of course, but super excited.
Oh gosh, the company you're going to be in is going to be amazing. Everyone is so nice, and I think everyone's pretty equally excited to work with each other. So that's awesome. That's a cool feeling too. Cool. So what is it now? It's story time.
Story time.
Yes. Story time.
Let's say some cool story that happened to us in our life.
So one of the things that I found with this beautiful lady is that we love to tell stories, and that every situation in my life, I look at it as a lesson. Not every day. Sometimes I'm really grumpy and bitchy, and I forget that everything's beautiful.
You're human, my friend, like all of us.
So, but there's so many experiences that we have, so many gifts that, these situations that can change our lives and open our eyes to how everything is just flows so beautifully together for our highest good. So I would like you to start.
Okay, so my story today, I wanted to,
It's upside down. There you go.
You see the little...
Now I can see it. Yeah, give it a minute.
Whether or not it is clear to you, know that the universe is unfolding as it should. So, when sometimes you have a doubt and you look at your life, it will happen. Okay, so the story was about when I came in the US in 2003 and I decided to live here. I did my first visa from France. So I had to go to the embassy in Paris and do the visa from there. Then when I attended massage school and I become a therapist, I developed bamboo fusion. And I was working on developing the tools and the technique, and I was extremely busy with my practice too. So I didn't have the time to go back to France for my second visa because my first visa was going to expire. So the lawyer in America, my lawyer told me, you know, Nathalie, there is a possibility we can apply for a visa from the US, but there is a but. I'm like, what is that? He said, the only thing is you are not allowed to leave the country for 2 years. And I was like, you know what? 2 years, it's not a problem because I'm so busy with bamboo fusion. I want to show the technique. And my family, I knew my family was coming to visit. So I was like, the time goes so fast and I don't want to go back to France, pay for a ticket and all that. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do the visa from the US. We did the visa. And so at that time, 2003, 2006, it was already 3 years I was here. And I didn't see my family for all that time. So my parents were like, we miss you so much. We're going to come and visit. And remember, 2003, 2006, we didn't have FaceTime, WhatsApp. It was just the phone. And when I was calling my parents, it cost me like $100 because it was so expensive. Messenger, So we just heard a voice. And my parents were like, okay, we've never been to US. We'll come and visit you. I'm like, okay, perfect. It came 2006. I attend my first show with the FSMTA showing the bamboo. My parents were so proud. And before to attend the show, they helped me. I have picture when my dad is cutting the bamboo with me and sending. My mom is helping me to do the bag. They came with my uncle and my aunt and four of them working, like little factory in the yard, and we'd make all the bamboo before to attend the convention and all that. And so we had a blast. They stayed for 6 weeks. So I enjoy my family. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so long I didn't see you, it was amazing. When they left to France after 6 weeks, after a week, I received a call from one of my brother, and he announced me a very sad news. He announced me that my dad passed away suddenly from a heart attack. So I was devastated. I was like, oh my gosh. But at the same time, I remember that I got 6 weeks to enjoy my dad. And I was like, what a blessing. What a beautiful gift from the universe. Just I have goosebumps. From the universe to leave my dad and have my dad with me for 6 weeks and enjoy. And he could see what I was doing in the US because he'd never been in the US. He had no idea what bamboo massage was, so he saw everything and how happy I was. So that was amazing. And so, of course, I had to take the decision at the last minute because that was on Saturday when I received a call from my brother. And I had to go. I wanted to see my dad for his last trip. So I was like, okay, when is the funeral? And my brother said Tuesday, that will be the maximum we can do. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a plane and fly back. But I called my lawyer on the weekend. But of course, my lawyer didn't answer because I wanted to tell him that I was leaving the country. And remember, I wasn't supposed to leave the country. And I love to follow rules. So Nathalie, not following rules, it's like, oh my gosh. So I took the decision, I go to France, I go to my dad's funeral, and it was very difficult for me to come back in the country to leave my family because everybody was so sad, especially with my mom and all that. So anyway, but then after 6 weeks, I decided to come back. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because, when I left everything at the last minute. I mean, I had my life here, everything. So I just left. And I was like, how that's going to happen? But I had this feeling like if it's meant to be for me to come back, it will happen. So when my twin brother took me back to the airport, it was very early, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning in France. We had the radio on and the music came up, and it was a music that my dad and I love it. And when he came to America, I went to pick him up, and on the car we had this music. And it's music from Celine Dion that's called I'm Alive. I'm Alive. And I love this song. So when I heard
will you sing some of the song?
Oh, if you want next time, I will sing you the song.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so I'm a little shy. And then so I heard the music and something told me, oh my gosh, my dad is telling me it's going to be okay, Nathalie, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be able to come back in the country. So I told my brother, I said, I think it's going to be okay. My brother was like, you're a really positive girl because, okay. So we go and then I arrive in Tampa at the TSA and I see all the police officers. And, it's a little, how do you say that in English? Intimidating, because they are really serious, and they're really about why are you coming, when are you leaving, and they want to make sure everything is, perfect. So I had the translation. I translated the document that my dad passed in English, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And when I came in, I was thinking, oh my gosh, there is two possibilities. I'm going to go in, or they're going to send me back. I'm going to be deported, And here is this gentleman. He looked at my passport and he saw a French passport and he was like, bonjour. And I'm like, bonjour. And he said, welcome to USA. And the guy, he didn't ask me anything, like what I was doing here, where I'm coming from. Usually they ask you to show the ticket, the return ticket, nothing. And I'm like, okay. And then he said, have a great time. And here I am, I go in and I'm like, that's it? This is it? That was amazing. But what happened, because I came in and my visa, I'm not supposed to leave the country, I got in a very situation that was very difficult. And then for 5 years, I could not leave the country.
Oh.
So I didn't see my family for 5 years. But guess what happened during those 5 years? It took me a while. Like, why did that happen to me? Why did the universe do that to me? How come I cannot leave the country and see the people I love and all that thing and travel? People in Canada wanted me to go and teach bamboo fusion. I couldn't travel. I'm like, why? And then I realized that during those 5 years, I developed the technique on the face with the bamboo. I developed the technique on the chair. I developed the technique for the pedicure and the manicure. I developed the self-massage with the bamboo. And so I really have my intention, and I was here to work and do this work. I wasn't in all the direction or, it was amazing. I realized that the universe, everything, happened for a reason. And it was meant to be for me to come back. That's why it was so easy. And then, of course, after I had a lawyer that helped me with the situation, and I became a citizen last year in July. But it's really amazing, like when sometimes you think that in your life, a lot of things happen that's sad or terrible, and you're like, what's happening, And then there is always something, there is a reason behind, and you really have to trust that the universe is here to teach you, like you said, listen, and you have to relax and enjoy the ride, because the universe will be here to support you and say, it's okay, you signed up for this, so you don't remember, but you signed up for this, so you're going to do it. No worries. If you have some courage and you trust the process, it's amazing. It will happen.
And that is there's so many different layers to that, and so many good things. And I think that's why good things just keep happening to you, because you see them as a lesson. You see them as a journey. It's not, I think sometimes, we can get caught up in think life is happening at me instead of for me. That's one of my favorite things, is the world is working for us, not against us.
It's exactly that. Yes, it's exactly that. I see life like, like a surf dude that's on a surf and then follow the wave. If you follow the wave, it's perfect. But if you try to go against the wave, you're
yes,
gonna fall.
yes.
You know?
I always say that. I remember myself in like my 20s walking into the waves, like, yes, yes, and then I'd be like, no, and I keep fighting the waves, like, ah. That's how I was with life. And then eventually I was like, huh, well, that kind of sucks. So I'm going to turn around and just kind of get rid, ride at the shore. So it's funny that you said that. There's another little thing that I've thought about too. It's so true. It also reminds me of, it also reminded me of Forrest Gump, when the guy's on the boat and he's screaming in the, but I don't know if you know that one. Do you know Forrest?
I know Forrest Gump, yes. Yeah.
And he's on the boat and the rain's pouring on him and he's screaming, why did you do this to me? He lost his legs and, but everything's always turns out. So
absolutely. And too, sometimes in my life, with bamboo fusion, I encounter a problem, with the stick, with everything. And I remember to tell my dad, he always told me, if you love what you're doing, you have to continue no matter what. Never give up. You will find a solution. You will find the people. People will come to you. And it's so true. And many times, I was like, oh my gosh, you have this moment where you're like, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this. And then when you're doing it, it's the satisfaction behind what you have, the gift, it's amazing. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I remember when my dad told me, and yes, I'm going to do this. Yep.
That's so nice that you got that time with him.
Oh, yes, he was wonderful. He was wonderful. So, yes, it was a blessing. What about your story?
Oh, my story. I'm going to try to tell the story of how I met my significant other, my wife, just because it's really cool. It's one of those things that kind of was unexpected, but not. And hopefully I'll tell a little bit of a shorter version because it is a little bit of the longer story. But so there I am in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And it is this festival, this big festival. And I was parading around the streets with a big smile on my face. And across the crowd, I saw this woman. And her eyes were this glistening blue. And I walked across the entire crowd.
Courage.
I went up to her and I said, I just want you to know that you have the most amazing eyes I've ever seen. And I remember thinking in my head, like, why can't I have a woman like that? What am I doing wrong? She's so beautiful. Like, look at that. Look at that. And I was always thinking in my head, blue eyes. I just kept thinking blue eyes. I'm like, there's blue eyes. And then after I said that, she just stood there, was like, thanks. And then it was just crickets. I mean, I didn't have any game. I didn't have anything to say after that.
That was a lot of courage. You had a lot of courage.
I was. So I ran away and just went about my business and about my life. And then I was like a month later and I was in Rehoboth, Delaware, and walking down the street, and I was like,
no.
Oh my God,
she's again. She was.
Oh my God, it's like, and I was like, ah. I like walked by. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed, but I didn't. I did like a little wave like that and kept going. And through life, I had met a woman, and we were dating, and she had blue eyes, so I thought, maybe this is my blue-eyed babe that I've been thinking about my whole existence on planet Earth. Maybe this is her. So we hung out a bit, and we were in a relationship, and I would be in Philadelphia, and I kept, every once in a while I would pass this woman from this festival, and I'm like, who is this lady? Who is she? I never knew her name, but I would see her, and we'd wave, and life continued and continued. And I decided that it was time to really get my act together, and I like to carry on quite a bit, and it was fun until it wasn't fun anymore. So I this woman and I I decided to do some work on myself and reach out to some people. And the woman I was dating was like, I know this woman. She's in Philadelphia. She's also, family in the gay family, so maybe she can give you some direction, some insight. She knows a lot of people in the city. Maybe you should reach out to her. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll reach out. So I go online and she goes, her name's Bobby Joe. And I'm like, Bobby Joe? So I type in Bobby Joe, and up comes the picture of the woman that I had met years ago at the festival. She was right there before me again. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
The universe.
So then, this woman and I break up. Some years pass. Once in a while, Bobby Joe will give me a little attention. And finally, a few years after kind of gathering my thoughts and getting myself together a bit, I asked her out on a date. And I said,
and another time, courage. See?
I said, yes. Would you like to go to the orchestra with me? And she was like, how about we just have a cup of coffee? And I said, all right. So I'll never forget the first time that we met in person, when she knew who I was and I knew who she was.
That's an amazing story.
Remember, I'll never forget it. Why can't I have a woman like that? Why can't I have and there I was, like a few years later. It took a few years walking up the stairs to meet my blue-eyed dream girl. And
wow.
We've been together for 7 years and married for 3, I believe, something.
Ooh, congratulations! Yes, this is awesome. Congratulations, that's so cool.
So we just kept running into each other, and like I said, I've heard people say that, like, oh, I knew as soon as I laid eyes on her. Well, I was hoping as soon as I laid eyes on her, but it took a good few years. And it's funny because we talk about it, had somehow we, really attached at that time. Oh, God, no. Bad timing. So the universe always knows the best timing, the best way.
Yes,
and it's working for us, not against us. If we
were not ready before and you're ready at the time. That's it. That's why we really need to trust the process and to be able to get out of our comfort zone. Courage. That's what helps us to get out of the comfort zone, to go in, out of our comfort zone, because and we all have courage. Sometimes people say, oh no, I don't have the courage to do that. Yes, you have the courage. Courage, everybody has the courage to do it. You just need to do it. Sometimes just don't think about it, because
when you say that,
yeah, no, so if you don't, how do you want to get out of your comfort zone if you don't have the courage to do it? And then that's how you grow. I mean, going to her and tell her, oh my gosh, your eyes, I mean, and then she's like, wow, this girl, she's amazing.
She was not. She was like, what the hell's happening?
No, I'm sure somehow she was like, oh, she has the courage. I maybe didn't have the courage to do that, because it's also when you have the courage to do it, it's you showing, you give the example, and you teach people too, and you teach yourself. So it's courage. It's amazing. What courage will take you, it's unbelievable.
And two, as you're saying that, what I wanted to jump in and say too is, it feels worse when you don't do it, I think.
Because you think about it and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Oh, I should I know,
so I always say, one of my clients said to me, if you see a doorway, you just got to walk through it. Just walk through the door. And like I said, I've really took that to heart, and I just found that I feel better when I take risk. I feel better when I just take a leap of faith. Usually it turns out better than I could imagine.
It's absolutely, yeah. Because sometimes, you're like, at the end, when you really, really look at what do you have to lose? She could say, no, I'm not interested. Okay, then good, I know it. Bye. You know what I mean? Not for me. that's the worst that can happen. And then you would be like, oh, I had the courage to say that, you know. So
And here you are in the United States of America creating a whole bamboo fusion thing, you know? And like I said, too, because you're doing what you feel like you should do.
yes.
I mean, what better gift could your father have asked for? What better
Yeah.
gift could you have asked for than to
Mhm.
have 6 weeks of bliss?
Yes.
You
It
know,
was
showing him everything
yes, he
that
saw my
you've
life
done.
here. He was like,
Yeah.
because he was so sad when I left, of course. He was like, where's my daughter going? What is she doing? She's crazy, you know. She's going and start over with nothing over there, no one, you know. So he was very scared. And then when he came here and he saw, first of all, how beautiful it was and people nice in my life here, he was like, wow, that was, you know, so that's why he told me, you know, never give up, because he knew I will go through a lot of, you know, difficulties. And so he really told me that. He said, you know, he looked at my eyes and he said, never give up, okay? You do it. You
Never.
really believe it? You
Don't
do
give
it.
up.
Your master can do, okay? So you wake up in the morning and you're like, I can do this. There is nothing that can stop me. I'm the master can do. I'm going to do it. Yes.
One of the things too that the Tao Te Ching says, I'm not going to be able to paraphrase, say it exactly perfect too, is
That's okay.
just right before you're on the brink of success, just like you have like one more little step, that's when people give up.
Yeah. Yes. No.
Like just that one more push, that one more step, and all your dreams could come true. So
Yeah. Absolutely changed your life. So courage, guys.
story time.
Ooh, that was amazing. Sunday night. That was beautiful. Awesome break. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you for joining.
Absolutely. Thank you. Au revoir.